Hi everyone! If you're new, hi, my name is Sue, and if you're returning, welcome back. So, you're thinking about going to Morocco. Awesome choice, beautiful country, beautiful city, and a lot of things to do. But I'm creating this video because I felt compelled to tell you a bunch of tips, as well as give you a heads up as to what you should be expecting when you go. I read a lot of things on blogs, but I never saw any videos that just encompass what to expect. And I really thought that it was important to share with you guys what experiences I had so that when you do go, you know what to expect, because I definitely didn't expect Morocco to be what it was. With that being said, the country itself is great, but the people for me were unfortunately not. Of course, everyone's experiences are different, so just because I experienced this doesn't mean you will. And if you didn't experience what I went through, thank God. But just as a heads up, I do recommend to watch this video so you know what you're getting yourself into. And so, starting from the beginning, I went to Morocco a couple of days ago with my sister for 5 days. I'm Korean American, English speaking, and I'm just telling you all this now because it definitely plays forward during my video and why I had the experience that I did. And so let's begin. Like I said, I went to Morocco for 5 days. Currency is a little bit hard to obtain as Moroccan use the Moroccan dirham, and it's only available in Morocco at certain banks such as Wells Fargo. But the shipping cost and the shipment process takes a little bit of time. And so me and my sister actually got our currency at the Moroccan airport, which actually is the best way to get the Moroccan dirham because there is no fee and the exchange rate isn't that bad. I myself exchanged about $300 to spend within the 5 days. This is not including the excursions and the hotel fees that we pay for ahead of time. This money is mainly for the taxi, transportation, food, and souvenirs. Although I did go for only 5 days, 300 is actually not enough. And that's crazy because this is still a third world country / developing country, and never have I ever had to use more than $200. But like I'll explain further along in this video, 300 is not enough. I would estimate, depending on what your spending allowance looks like and how much you usually spend for souvenirs and for food, I would expect your minimum that you should exchange is about $500. And I'll explain why later. Not a lot of restaurants use credit cards, so also keep that in mind. Next thing I want to talk about is SIM cards. SIM cards here are actually pretty cheap. You can get 10 gigabytes for $10 inside the airport, or 10 gigabytes for $4 outside the airport. But I recommend you getting your SIM card at the airport just for convenience wise, as they set it up for you, while outside the airport they may not. The airport itself is pretty small. Customs and the check-in and check-out process and bag pickup all took less than 30 minutes. So you're trying to calculate how much time it's going to take from you landing, picking up your stuff, and getting out of the airport. It doesn't take that much time. And the checking in process as well took about 15 minutes tops. So I don't think 2 hours before your flight leaves is necessary. I would say maybe an hour and a half is the perfect time. How you get out of the airport is a little bit harder, as Marrakesh itself does not have that much transportation options. You can rent a car, you can get a taxi, or you can walk to the city. Me and my sister didn't need to rent a car as we were only in Marrakesh itself for only a day and a half, so we got a taxi instead. If you don't have a personal taxi that you call ahead of time, just know that the taxi there will rip you off. So typically from the airport to the city costs only about 100 dirhams, but for our situation they said it was going to be 100 dirhams, but when we arrived they were asking for 200, saying that they meant 100 per person. Do not believe them. Get their estimate and confirm before you get in the car and then leave, so the situation that happened with us doesn't happen with you. When you're in the city itself, the taxis do use meters, so know that ahead of time, because although me and my sister told them to use the meter, they gave us a set rate instead, and that was kind of frustrating because a typical ride using the meter only costs about 10 dirhams, which is about $1. But for tourists, I guess they just jack up the prices and they say that it's 50 dirhams, which is $5, and they don't turn on the meter itself. Something that me and my sister ended up relying on is a private taxi guide who you can hire at your riad or hotel, where you tell them, hey, like, can you call me a taxi and can you give me a set rate, which really helped because then we knew we would always have a ride and we knew the price ahead of time. Just the taxis alone cost about like $100 for me and my sister, and we didn't use it even that often. I would say we only took the taxi about 4 times during our trip. So expect to pay about $100 to $200 per ride, and that's if you choose to use the taxis instead of walking around everywhere, which me and my sister did, as inside the Medina itself it's very tight and not a lot of cars can get through. Otherwise, if you want to go to different cities such as Marrakesh to Casablanca or Fez or Tangier, know that the trains are a lot easier to book. Unfortunately, you can't book tickets in advance online unless you have a Moroccan card, so you would have to go to the train station and book your tickets when you arrive. Also know that even there they only use Moroccan cards, so you would have to pay in cash for that as well, and that can be pretty pricey depending on if you're first class or second class or you're gonna do the overnight. Unfortunately, me and my sister couldn't do the overnight trip because they were working on constructions the time that we were there. So we did second class tickets. If you saw our videos, the second class tickets aren't too bad. Definitely the first class tickets are more spacious, but that's up to your discretion. But booking your tickets at the train station is actually not as hard as one would think. There's machines as well as people who speak English and can help you out. And now for the big thing that I really wanted to discuss with you guys is the people in Morocco. This is a big part because the people there really just can make or break your experience, and in this country it really did not make my experience at all. The country itself is great and I had an amazing time, but the people there and the way that they talk to you and treat you makes you not want to be there, makes you want to tell everyone not to come, and makes you want to go home. And so what I mean by that is, like I said before, I'm a Korean American who speaks English, but over there they discriminate you based on what you look. And although we do have this issue here in America, over there it's a lot worse, as they feel as though they do not need to be educated on this and they feel like they're right. And so when we were walking around in the marketplace and trying to get taxis and walking around and minding our own business, a lot of the Moroccan people, mainly males, as they're the primary people who run their businesses, will like scream out, hey, ni hao, konnichiwa, hey China girl, Japan. Like they'll say all these racist terminologies at you, and when you say, hi, I'm American, you can just say hi, they don't believe you and they say that that's some BS, and they'll curse you out, say, no, but you look Chinese. And when we tell them, but we're Korean and we are mainly American, like we were born and raised in America, they just scoff you off like you're an idiot. And on top of that, I'm a female, and so they think that it's okay to catcall us and to like say, hey beautiful, oh you're pretty lady. Some guy even called my sister a flower, whatever that means. And with that, they think it's okay for them to just catcall you, and if you don't smile and be docile and submissive, they curse you out and harass you, saying that you're rude, you're not nice. They'll curse saying F you, you biatch, and so on and so forth. And in a country where you don't speak their language and the words that come out of their mouths, like you can't really stand up for yourself. And it's not a culture that I recommend anyone to voluntarily put themselves in, you know? Anyways, even with all that, it actually gets worse in this country since they're so poor. I guess everyone uses anything as a way of getting money. And what I mean by that is that me and my sister were walking around, minding our own business, using online tours on our phone, and guys will come up to us and they'll show us around and they'll explain something to us, and we say thank you, and they expect money, and they will not leave your side, and they'll follow you wherever you go until you give them money. And they'll just keep being like, hey, where's my money? Where's my money? Money. And even if you give them 10, 20 dirham, they say it's not enough and they'll ask for more. But genuinely, they don't deserve it. Like, I'm speaking from one particular experience where a man, when me and my sister was just asking, hey, can you take us to where the taxis are? He expected money, and we gave him 20 dirhams, which I think it's amazing for a 2-minute walk. Like, we're giving you $2 to do this, and if you go anywhere else in the world, they would not ask for money for that. They'll just kindly do it from the goodness of their heart. But he kept asking for more money, and he started talking to our taxi driver in Arabic, and that scared the living hell out of us, because we thought that he was telling him like take these girls to some other destination. So we felt like we had to give the guy who walked us even more money. And it just shows that this country needs, it just shows that they're very greedy people and they only care about money. And it's hard because you can't even avoid these people, because they see you, target you, and they'll cling on to you just to get some bit of money. And so this is why I'm telling you guys to bring additional money, just so that you're prepared and you're not left at the end of the day without any money to spend on souvenirs and food and such like that. Also, bring additional money, because not a lot of places take credit card, and some certain and the souvenirs there are actually pretty expensive. But look at everything before you buy, because certain places like the tannery, they'll have like leather goods for like 10 times the price, such as like a leather bag there would be like $300 but if you go into the marketplace down the road, it's only $30. So just make sure you look around before you buy stuff. Same with carpets and blankets. Certain places will upcharge you a bunch, while other places will actually negotiate with you and bargain with you, and those are the places that I recommend going. I especially think that those who don't approach you are actually the places that will give you a better deal. Like, there was this one place where we went to where we were just looking, and the guy was chilling, and when he came out, he's like, oh, feel free to look around, and he actually ended up giving us free magnets. Like, these places that don't force you, don't harass you, are the places that you'll get the best deal and makes you feel good, if you know what I mean. That's pretty much it. I really just wanted to address the social culture of Morocco, because it was definitely a shock for me. I hope you guys learned a thing or two and are now more prepared and know what you're getting yourself into before you head out. And I hope with this newfound knowledge that you guys are better equipped, and you guys will have a better time in Morocco, because Morocco really is a great city, and I really do wish you guys have the best time there. With that being said, I do highly recommend going to the Bahia Palace, as well as the tombs over there. Definitely check out the desert. The glamping style was phenomenal. Tangier City was great. The Blue City was absolutely stunning. The people there you can actually do trust, and I say that because although they can be aggressive, certain people aren't. And for example, our guide who took us from Tangier to the Blue City, we were able to sleep on our way there because it's a 2-hour ride, and he did go from point A to point B. He didn't try and steal us. Same with the desert trip, when we're on a camel, he took us from point A to point B, and he didn't, try to lead us somewhere else. Thank goodness for that. I'm back home, one piece, safe and sound. Nothing was stolen. It's just really I just wanted to address the aggressive nature of the people there. But yeah, I really hope that this helped. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to let me know. Otherwise, if this helped, make sure you like this video and share to those who are thinking about going. And make sure you subscribe. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Until next time, bye.